Dak Prescott, I think the Dallas Cowboys want Dak to take a coupon for a discount. And
they want the home
no.
team discount.
He's saying no way.
No how.
And, well, I'll give you some of the reports. The Dallas Morning News is saying that if Dak gets franchised, which is what other reporters are saying the team is likely to do, franchise tagging, that he won't be working out near Dallas. Now, some people are reading into this and saying he's going to sit out training camp. That has not been reported. What's been reported, though, and what Dak said, report that, make sure you write it, is that he won't be working out in Dallas or near the workout facility there during the off season. So I'm not going to put that he's not going to training camp off of that.
But just that he's even talking about if they franchise tag him, it's a threat. If you franchise tag me, I'm not going to work out with the team during OTAs or whatever. It is a threat.
And look,
Would you agree with me on that or no?
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't have nearly as much teeth as training camp.
No. But I'm just saying. But he is pushing back a little bit. Like, dude, how come I haven't gotten my deal? They've taken care of everybody else on that Cowboys squad,
right?
Chris, with contracts. Am I right?
But here's the thing: your deal is twice as much as Zeke's, and then some. Your deal, I mean, and you know, I'm a Dak guy. What is Dak asking for? I think they're willing to go. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we watch reports. I think they're willing to go 33, maybe even 35. What does he want? Now, there's talk, and I think this is true, and I do think guys, especially a Mahomes, need to be aware of this. The cap's going to jump, right? The cap's going to jump, and so your payday right now might not look that great in 2 or 3 years, right? So I think Dak's group is trying to take that into consideration. But I'm sorry, 40? Is he? I don't know if he's asking for 40. We've seen that number out there before.
That 40, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not interested in 40.
As much as I like Dak,
am I right?
No.
Are you interested in 40?
No.
I'm not.
No.
I'm sorry.
If you're worried about Rob G, when will the cap spike? But
so the next CBA, but that's like 2 years ago.
2021
or 22.
The summer of 2022. So that's only 2 years.
Right. We're at 2020. Right. Two more years.
If that's your concern, then the franchise tag is $33 million. That's not peanuts.
No, probably
you can play on that, and if you blow up and have a great year, then maybe you're going to get the 40.
I wonder if he winds up being, and I'm just throwing this out, will he wind up being Kirk Cousins, who they franchised Chris twice and then decided not to sign? Could you see that? If, say, he doesn't have I'm just all hypothetical. Doesn't have an all-pro year like, that he didn't have this year, right? The team struggles or they're just 500 or 9-7.
Right.
Maybe they don't make the playoffs. What would you do at that point if you haven't signed him? Would you do one more franchise tag? And do you know what I mean? Like, what would you do?
Well,
if you're the Cowboys?
First, let me say this: I don't think the Cowboys' attitude toward Dak is the same as the Redskins' attitude toward Kirk. I think the Redskins were franchising Kirk because they really had question marks.
They didn't believe in him,
right?
And this was my reason.
Wouldn't you agree with me? I think Dallas. I think they believe in Dak. But they believe in him at a reasonable number. I don't think he's not Pat Mahomes.
No, I get that. But I'm saying this was the only thing that I thought was weird. Is that in Washington, Kirk Cousins was their draft pick. You remember they drafted 2 quarterbacks that year with RG3 and him.
But he was the
second.
He was
right,
be
but
the
I'm just saying. But they watched every snap. And Chris, he had some success in Washington.
Right,
got him to the playoffs. Rob G twice, I think, like not back to back, but like
right.
they made it
twice, yeah.
Right.
Not in a row, but
right.
twice.
But they made it twice, so he had some success. He put up some numbers, and they still never fully bought into him, and that's why they didn't give him the deal. He winds up going to Minnesota. They think that they have the defense. All they need is a better upgraded quarterback. They'd have a chance to win a Super Bowl. That didn't happen.
He couldn't win big games there.
No.
We know that.
And we saw, right.
And also, he's really good.
So I'm asking you,
but he's not. There's something missing. He's not elite.
There's something there, and they saw it all the way. Now, this is my only thing. If Dak underperforms this year, would you hesitate? I'm saying no Pro Bowl. Cowboys don't make it to the playoffs. There's a little bit of a struggle like he had this year against some of the better teams. Where would you be then? Because you got to either sign him, Chris,
well, you could
or you franchise him again. But then you have a chance of you losing him.
Right. I hear
think it's a big year for Dak.
Look, this is all about performance. And if he doesn't perform, I've brought up how he's second to Tom Brady, maybe now third, I'm not sure exactly, but at least top 3 in wins as a starter since he's been in the league, which is saying a lot considering you missed Zeke for 6 of those games, Ezekiel Elliott. So he's been productive. This year, his numbers were great. But it was a down year. They didn't make the playoffs. They were expected to
People
do
were
that
picking him to go Super Bowl, really.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it was disappointing.
I picked him to go Super Bowl. So, yeah. So, as much as I like Dak, I mean, if he doesn't perform, I hear you. But I just think right now the Cowboys, they believe in Dak. They think can be their franchise quarterback. I don't think there's a doubt about that. But I think they may feel like you don't need to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Or if you do, it's right just barely, I mean, I'm sure he's asking for Jared Goff money. That's a bad contract, though, at this point.
Well, I mean, yes, because it didn't work out.
Right. Garoppolo money.
Right.
But now there's questions about him.
Well, whenever you don't win, people start to question. That's just the nature of it.
Yeah, so I just think – but I get him wanting the money. He's been underpaid as a 4th-round draft pick.
Rob G., you have numbers?
Yeah, I got the salaries here of the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks in terms of annual salary.
Let's hear this.
So you tell me where
okay.
Dak slots in with his new deal.
Okay.
So Russell Wilson's getting an average of $35 million a year.
He's obviously Russell Wilson is better.
So you're going to give him more than 35? No. All right.
Well, but hold on. Here's the thing. Historically, at least the last 10 years or so, it's been about who's next.
Right.
Kirk Cousins was never the greatest quarterback in the league. Jimmy Garoppolo never was. But at one point, they were high. Goff.
So even Kirk Cousins got 75. Was it 75?
84 guaranteed. I think.
84 fully guaranteed.
Okay, so go ahead with the list.
All right. Big Ben, $34 million. Aaron Rodgers, $33.5 million. Jared Goff, $33.5 million. Wentz, $32 million. Matt Ryan, $30 million. Kirk Cousins, $28 million. Jimmy Garoppolo, $27.5 million. Matthew Stafford, $27 million. Derek Carr, $25 million.
Wow. Where does he fit in, Chris? Who is he in between?
I mean, look, when he and his representation look at Goff and see that he's making 30, what was it, 33?
Only thing I'll say to you,
32.5.
I get it. Goff got him to a Super Bowl,
and also
kinda.
And
he had a good year.
But that offense, Chris, was the 5th greatest offense in the history of the NFL. So give him some
I'll
credit.
give him that. But he's falling off big time.
Okay, I'm just saying. But at the time,
right,
you got to give him some credit.
But I'm
for that.
sure if I'm Dak's representation, I can easily look at Jared Goff and say
we belong above him.
This is where we start. Yeah, above, and also because it's now 2 years late or a year later from when he got that deal. He's not as good as Russell Wilson, but I'm sure his representation is saying he's the next man up. It's his turn. He needs to be the highest. So
you're saying the floor is Wentz 32, Goff 33.5. That's the floor.
Goff is the one. You can argue, we debated, Wentz is really good. And you can make an argument that Wentz is better.
And Wentz this year stayed healthy and made that run at the end. No matter who he beat,
he had the team success that.
But he did play well this year. He did.
No, he late in the season, especially.
He
early
played
on,
well.
it was questions, but late in the season. But still, the Dak's representation, they're looking at that like it was 5 games. This Dak has done it for 4 years. So I think they're looking at more than this. But I would think
more than 33 and a half?
34 is around there.
So this number, I don't know who threw it out. Remember, it was a report about the 40, and the 40 is outrageous.
Shannon Sharp, as you've probably seen him on Undisputed, I don't know if he has a relationship with Dak's agent or what, but he seems to be getting some information that Dak's group is saying
Jane-
the cap's
J-
about to scap.
Right, Jane
to spike.
Slater's report. I remember that. That's
Yeah,
where it
she's
came
the one
from.
said it was 40.
Right.
But that the cap's about to spike. So he turned down 30. Look, the franchise tag would be 33. That's right in there.
Right.
So it's not the worst thing in the world. I think the best thing for Dak, let's say they do franchise him, and he obviously seems upset about it. The best thing for you to do is ball. Show up for off-season.
No,
just
I
like
agree.
you were a good soldier this year, and people can be critical if they want and say you got to do what Zeke did and all that. But
Zeke got paid, though.
yeah, but
That was the only way he was going to
you're
get paid, though.
Yeah,
right?
and it was a different
And
situation.
we talk about it. It's different for running backs. You
Right.
can't be mad at him, Chris.
no,
I'm not mad at
no,
him.
I'm not because you're right. They
usually get the short end of the
backs, right.
stick. The system is not fair to running backs,
Right.
so they got to do it. They got to go their own way to get paid.
But I think for Dak, as the leader of the team, I think the best thing for him to do, even if they franchise him, is to show up, ball out, have the best season you can, lead them deep into the playoffs, if not further. And then you'll get paid. There won't be any doubt. You know, we all see, look, I like Dak, but I see the flaws. He's not, the perfect quarterback by any stretch. So what's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?